I know it's already November, but it's finally fall in Texas, y'all, which means it's officially soup season. And to maximize our cozy vibes of fall scented candles, curling up on the couch, and snuggling our fur babies, we're going to make a soup that's only 5 ingredients and has the oven and the food processor do most of the hard work. Today, we're making roasted kabocha pumpkin soup. To make our soup, we'll need about 1 pound of kabocha, or about 460 grams, 2 cups of chicken stock, the white part of 1 leek, the leaves of 1 or 2 stems of sage, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Before we start prepping our ingredients, let's preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, or 190 degrees Celsius. First, let's remove the seeds from the pumpkin. Here I'm using a spoon to scrape down the sides and scoop the seeds out. We're going to cut our pumpkin into 1-inch wedges so that they roast evenly. I'm using specifically Kabocha pumpkin today. It's a Japanese pumpkin that has a really nice chestnut-like sweetness to it. It fits somewhere between a butternut squash and a sweet potato in sweetness, and it's creamy and smooth once it's been cooked. If you can't find Kabocha pumpkin specifically, this recipe will still work great with other types of pumpkin. For our leek, all we need to do is split it down the middle vertically. Let's grab our roasting pan and drizzle in a layer of oil. You can use any kind of oil here. I'm using olive oil. Now we can place our pumpkin and leek and coat each piece with oil. The oil is going to help our pumpkin get nice and caramelized while it's cooking in the oven, and it will also protect the leeks from getting too singed. Let's season our pumpkin and our leek with my mommy salt on both sides. We'll also add our sage to the pan, making sure to coat them in oil to protect them too. Our oven is fully preheated now, so let's place our pan into the oven. I'm going to set the oven timer for 40 minutes, which is how long our pumpkin is going to roast. But I'm also going to set a separate timer on my phone for the leek and sage, which are going to be ready to come out of the oven at around the 20-minute mark. My first timer just went off, so I'm going to pull the leek and sage out of the oven. I'm also going to flip the pumpkin wedges just because I'm here anyways, but this step isn't really necessary. Now we'll let the pumpkin continue cooking for the remaining 20 minutes. Our pumpkin has finished roasting and it's picked up this beautiful caramel color. I'm going to transfer them to a different dish to help them cool faster. And the reason why is because I'm going to peel the skins off of our pumpkins because I'm going for a pure, unadulterated pumpkin colored soup. Once the pumpkin is cool enough to touch, I'm going to remove the skin using a spoon. This step is totally optional. Leaving the skins on will result in a more speckled soup, which is also lovely. The skin of the kabocha pumpkin is edible though. It's actually really tasty and nutritious. I'm literally snacking on them as I peel them off. Now our pumpkin and leek are ready to transform into this amazing creamy soup. And the hardest thing we have to do is add our ingredients into a food processor. So let's go ahead and do just that. In goes our pumpkin, leek, and sage. To help the food processor a little, we're going to add in our chicken stock. Even though I'm adding all 2 cups here, follow your food processor's instructions and add however much chicken stock it takes to reach the maximum line. And now we let our processor do the wee woo thing until everything is nice and smooth. It's good to go when it's nice and silky with no lumps or clumps. Before we dig into our soup, let's make sure it's nice and hot for maximum coziness and bring it to a boil in a pot. Over medium-high heat, let's transfer our soup from the food processor to the pot. Once our soup starts to bubble a tiny bit, we'll also add in our tablespoon of brown sugar. Despite the kabocha being on the sweeter side, the soup is actually pretty savory. I think the brown sugar enhances the natural sweetness of the pumpkin a little without overpowering the savoriness. Now that our soup is nice and hot, it's ready to be served. I like to add a little drizzle of cream and pair the soup with some warm, crusty bread that is perfect for dipping. And with that, our roasted kabocha soup is ready to eat. This has been Duchess Dines, and thank you for dining with me.